This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday, ladies. Tori.
The Godfather.
I love when you do that.
Let's say one to Jeff. Jeff Schroeder. Jeff Schroeder.
It's gonna be a good show, huh? What's going on? You guys feeling a little goofy today?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little punchy.
Yep.
A little punchy.
All right. Well, wow. I feel like I'm talking. I just got to a party and I haven't seen my cousins in like 2 years. I'm like, well, I'm glad you guys are good. Let's eat. All right. Welcome to DBL. The wait is finally over. The Golden Bachelor. Well, it premiered last night on ABC. In case you missed it, we've got a little recap. As the limos pulled up, some women relied on comedy and some relied on dramatic reveals to catch his attention. All right, so Jimmy Kimmel's 84-year-old aunt made a surprise visit to meet Gary. Is she competing or just kind of popped in?
Well, so Chippy fell asleep during the rose ceremony.
Oh, she's tired.
She didn't.
So she should be
rose.
dating Joe Biden. Oh!
A Biden burn.
There we go. Bachelor Biden burn. 61-year-old Faith showed up riding a motorcycle saying, I'm proof that you can live fast and not die young. She ended up getting the first impression rose. Good for you. Meantime, this woman said it was her birthday before flashing Gary her birthday suit.
My word.
I'm pausing for a picture.
Well, kind of.
Clavicle. She's showing the clav.
She had
good
a
move.
opened it, but if she was wearing like a nude undergarment.
All right, I'm
so
all
it
about the
appeared
clav.
that she
Yeah.
was
Very
we
attractive.
heard.
Yeah,
Good
he
move.
likes a good clav.
Yeah, good move. Good move.
So gross.
The two later locked lips. See, it was a good move to celebrate, but she wasn't the only one to get a kiss. Faith also got in on the action, and a lot of folks are also talking about Sandra, who got very nervous meeting Gary. Let's take a look. Whoa.
You know, what I do when I get nervous, I have this Zen practice. So I'm going to do that right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a couple of breaths. Okay, I feel better.
Very calming. So they were using explicitive.
Expletive.
Expletive. That begins with a.
Expletive.
I just leave it there. I was trying to explain the F word without saying it, but I guess I just said it. There we go. Erica, you watched it.
I did. I cried the whole time. It was just so beautiful. People who have lost their life partners, deciding that this is their second chance and really putting themselves out there, there's really no precedence for this. So for these people to be the first to do this, I think is just incredibly brave. And it also shows that life is not over after a certain age. My mother texted me because her and her girlfriend Glenda's in her 80s. Forgive me, Miss Glenda, for telling your age, but she looked good. Okay.
Yes, so she should tell people her age. We all want to look like Glenda.
Yeah, and she was telling me about them talking about doing a recap of the show. My mother has never watched The Bachelor. So I thought that was very indicative of what is happening here. And also, I don't know. It's just something you got to watch it. It's such feel-good program. It made me smile, it made me cry, it made me laugh.
I'm sold. I'm going to watch it now.
Yes.
Was there any catty moments, kind of not saying there's catty moments, but there is in the Bachelor,
yes, there's
people
definitely
vying
in
for
the
their
Bachelor,
spots?
Right.
Was there any of that, or was it more
feel that? You were more rooting. I was more rooting for some of the women who clearly weren't as familiar with the show when they were like, oh no, the night's almost over and we haven't gotten any time. And I'm like, go get your time. You got to get in there. You're kind of rooting for each person based on their familiarity with the show and who they are. It's just, no notes. I think it was great.
That's a cool
I think it was great.
From Erica.
If Erica Cobb,
I know.
if Chef recommends,
I know. I'm in.
Yep. I'm gonna eat
and
it up.
Dr. Cobb, her mom, double in.
And I kind of want to get in on that, maybe a three-way call,
Yeah, well, absolutely. I'm thinking that Glenda, my mom, and I should actually have like a recap of the show because I've never talked to my mom about The Bachelor before.
You need to talk to your girl down there.
What?
Make it rolling her eyes at
I
our
was
conversation.
What you said to her.
A three-way conversation? What were you acknowledging?
Nothing.
Sickie. Talking about the Golden Bachelor.
Oh my gosh, and my mama.
I know. Oh, and a mama. Oh man, double sickie. Sam Shaka, sick it. All right, here we go. Sharon Osbourne's dramatic weight loss was on display this weekend while leaving a hotel in London. She's the latest celebrity sharing her experience using Ozempic to lose weight. So in a recent interview with Piers Morgan, Sharon talked about the side effects, saying she had no desire to eat, and she said she lost 42 pounds. Jeez. Let's listen.
It's just time to stop. I didn't actually want to go this thin, but it just happened, and I'll probably put it all on again soon.
Wow, I haven't seen her. That's very dramatic. She also warned that we need to keep Ozempic away from younger people because they will, quote, go berserk on it, and it's not right. That is dramatic weight loss.
It is.
Go ahead.
No, just a little background, and then please, I just want to say on her family's podcast in a recent episode in the Daily Mail, she shared that she goes 3 days without eating during the week, which is really unhealthy, and I want to warn our viewers that's not a good idea. I'm going to show you side by side. We're not trying to be catty here. We're just trying to show you the drama and dramatic weight loss. That's not, in my mind, and we've spoken to Dr. Coley, that doesn't feel healthy to me. And again, I'm not a clinician, but go ahead, Sam. I just want to show you that.
I'm happy you brought up that photo because Miss Sharon Osbourne did the same thing.
Yeah.
She's using this now as a cautionary tale. And this is just another chapter in Sharon Osbourne's weight loss journey. We've seen her yo-yo up and down for decades. She used to be once, in the 80s, very overweight. She had gastric bypass surgery.
Oh, I forgot about that. You're absolutely right.
And she's always done this like 2 or 3 days without eating.
Yeah.
And my concern is for her daughter, Kelly. I know Kelly's grown up now, but Kelly and Jack have also had some body dysmorphia issues. And that stems from a parent constantly critiquing and talking about their body. I am not shaming Sharon Osbourne. Sharon Osbourne talks about this very subject on her podcast, and I applaud her for doing so. So just be very cognizant about body image, period, unless it's positive about someone else's body, your own body, when you're talking about that around kids, because it'll affect them for the rest of their life. And Kelly and Jack speak openly about that too.
They do.
So I think this is like the full arc now coming together.
Of the Osbournes.
Yes.
Yeah,
For sure. I think not enough people not enough is being said about the mental toll that it takes on you when you lose that amount of weight very quickly. And I've talked about, doing fitness competitions and stuff, but I was at a point where I was winning, like I'm winning state, like I'm winning these competitions. So it's saying that I'm like the model, the example for what it's supposed to be. And I was doing photo shoots and crying, thinking that I was too overweight to do these shoots. I have a photo of one of these. I thought, this is like not even like touched up in terms of like my body, okay? This is what my body actually looked like. I could not get over that there was like, I thought my stomach was protruding too far to take that photo. I was in the bathroom, another girl was like consoling me because I was like, I can't believe I gained this much weight in a matter of like 2 weeks. I honestly thought that.
What do you think when you look now at that picture?
I'm like, damn girl, like what's wrong with you?
Right.
But it was because I could feel it going away, and I could feel like people treat you differently. Like you have a different identity when your body changes, and that is just the truth. And if your mind isn't catching up, or if you place value on the wrong things, it is so detrimental to your mental health. And it took me years. I mean, when I finally got healthy enough to get, and I was like a little heavier than that, like right before Anthony and I got married, but that was a 2-year journey. It took me 2 years to recalibrate my body and another 2 years to get like into a healthy state. Like when we first booked the show, I was at my healthiest. I was very small, but I was at my healthiest because I was eating properly. I was dieting regularly. It wasn't anything crazy going on. But when that happens like that, it is.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
That's important.
Very important. All right, we'll be right back, guys.
it's so scary. We're talking about like how
Cool.
scary it can be for people. First of all, Sharon Osbourne
No, it's okay. It's just
was,
bothering. I'm fine.
in my opinion, and what Dr. Coley has kind of said too, is that that's not what Ozempic is made for.
What's up, buddy?
You know, like she wasn't someone who was overweight or, you know, those things are generally, you know, like someone's morbidly obese or something like that. That's not who it's made for. So when you start to do that out of more of a vanity thing or a feeling that you are too big, maybe mentally in her mind she sees herself bigger than she is. The solution is not to like lose weight. You know, the solution is to probably go and seek some therapy.
Yeah. And it does trickle down because you know Kelly and even you were saying even Jack too was talking about the weight situation.
Oh yeah, and they talk. I listen to their podcast. It's brand new, but they tackle all of that. They're so transparent, and that's why I love the Osbournes. They've always been transparent, and you know, Sharon has really battled this her entire life that I know of. You know, if you see her in the public eye. And she looks ill. And I don't say that, believe me, as someone who's naturally thin, and people have told me that, I'm very conscientious when I use that term.
Sure.
I'm only saying that because Sharon herself is saying
It's gone too far. Yeah,
and now
yeah.
Sharon is using it as a cautionary tale, and she's most afraid of teenagers, just like back with Fen and everything else, it gets abused.
Right, or what's the black market going to be for this? Because kids are going to try to get their hands on
That's
it.
really
You better
Or
believe they will. And
they're
it could
going to
not
try
even
to
be
like
safe.
yeah, or steal to be able to pay for
Right,
it. I mean,
right.
people get
There's no
very
black market on
obsessive.
it even. It's on Instagram. You can just roll up a prescription on Instagram.
Yeah, but how do you get that prescription?
You just talk to an online doctor and tell them.
Welcome back. It's New Music Friday, and we've got some new music from the Rolling Stones, NSYNC, and U2. First up, let's do the Stones. Their new song, Sweet Sounds of Heaven, with Lady Gaga and Stevie Wonder. Let's take a listen. I could get on board with that.
Yeah.
I could too. I like that. It feels very Stones.
Very Stones,
Yep.
very classic
Yep.
Stones. Very
Yeah,
classic.
yeah.
All right. Speaking of classics, NSYNC is back, and they got a new song called Better Place out for the new Trolls movie. Let's take a listen.
Just let me take you to a better place. I'm gonna make you kiss the sky tonight. Yeah, if you let me show the way. I'm so excited to see you excited.
I'd say that's classic, very
it.
NSYNC-y, right?
So kids bop.
I love
Totally.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Sophie's
can-
gonna jam out to that and
Yes.
Kiss the Sky tonight. What a sweet anthem for kids. I love it.
Yeah.
Those are your boys.
And I like that you're backing the boys. I
I'm
like
back.
it. All right. Our last song is from U2. It's been 2 years since they put out new music, and it's called Atomic City. Let's check it out. All right. U2's Las Vegas residency in the new Sphere kicks off today. That's going to be sick. If you guys haven't seen the Las Vegas Sphere,
You
it's going to be
showed me.
inside.
I couldn't believe some of the photos you showed me,
Yeah.
like how they can change it into like the formation of a globe.
I read
or
a-
whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
You can do anything.
circular,
It's
but they put
incredible.
And I read-
moon. Yeah.
And I read a whole article about this guy, and he spent all these years dreaming of this, and no one believed in the Sphere. And he was like, "It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen." He put everything into it. It's covered with millions of LED and U2 screen, and U2 is the only band that has the technology to play in the Sphere at this moment. So it's gonna be huge. I just don't want the song on my phone.
I don't.
You know,
another YouTube
without
song
asking
on my phone.
I know.
Yeah, we'll see. I understand that the technology is so advanced that most bands don't have the capacity. So I think that's a part of the decision to do the residency. But we're going to see what happens. Like, this is really kind of a experiments in real time.
$2 billion
Can I
it
ask,
costs.
is the sphere, okay, obviously I know what it looks like in the exterior. Interior, do they project too?
I'm assuming yes.
Wow,
So
you
it's
can
going
feel
to be
like you're
crazy.
in the like depths of the ocean.
You're like immersed in it. It's almost like virtual reality,
so
I assume,
cool.
right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's like full 360. But what I worry about is what other bands can go after you too, because they just don't have the technology. So it's going to be interesting. Maybe they'll be there for a while.
I think you could put up a piece of crap with that background, and who's going to be listening? Like, this is amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like U2's not. I'm coming to Vegas anyway right after this. So if you got 2 tickets, I'll take them. Coming up on DBL, we're talking with Dr. Yoon. Why are people using snail serum as skincare? Gross.
I do it. It's delicious.
Exactly.
Walk into any pharmacy and you're probably inundated with advertisements urging you to get a flu shot and an updated COVID-19 vaccine. Several people on social media are wondering if it's safe to get both vaccines at the same time, or if they should space the 2 shots out. So let's verify. Can a person get the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu shot at the same time? Our sources are the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the Food and Drug Administration, Dr. Payal Kohli with the University of Colorado, and Dr. Sarah Lynn Mark, a former senior medical advisor to the White House. Traditionally, the flu vaccine is administered in the fall, ahead of peak flu season in the winter. For the past 3 years, we've also seen cases of COVID-19 spike during these same months as people gathered for the holidays. The CDC studied self-reported data from more than 92,000 people who received a booster shot and a flu shot during the 2021 flu season and concluded it is safe to administer both vaccines at the same time. The study found that about 10% more people who received both vaccines reported typical symptoms associated with them, like fatigue, headache, and muscle ache, than those who only received the COVID-19 booster. But the reactions were usually mild and went away quickly. So, yes, a person can get the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu shot at the same time. Both Drs. Kohli and Mark tell Verify getting the 2 shots is more convenient and may encourage more people to get vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19.
Welcome back from Bro Talks to Snail Slime. There are so many new rituals popping up each week. How do you know if they're really doing the right thing? Earlier, we spoke to our friend Dr. Yoon, who was able to break it all down for us. Take a look.
Please welcome back to the show our favorite, Dr. Tony Yoon.
Yes. Thank you.
All right, sir. Now, I watched your Instagram, and I want to go deep into this with you. There's a new product called Daxify. Many are claiming it's better than Botox. Is that true? What is Daxify, and did Dax Shepard have anything to do?
He didn't have anything to do with it. But so Botox lasts about 3 to 4 months, and there have been a number of competitors to Botox that have come around, but none of them really dethroned Botox because they didn't bring anything new to the table. Daxify is the first one that studies show lasts almost twice as long as Botox. So Botox usually lasts about 3 to 4 months. Daxify studies show about 6 months. And so that's a big deal when people, when people don't want to get poked every 3 months if you can help it.
That's true. Do you think this will eventually replace Botox, and is it more costly?
It is definitely is more expensive, and the jury is still out. I actually had Daxify done a couple of weeks ago right here, and you can see.
I saw it. Yeah, on your, you look great.
Yeah, I can't really move much. And the big question is, how long is it going to last? Is it going to last 6 months? I'll let you know 6 months from now.
You got it. It's a date.
6 months, you're still going to be a beautiful man. Now, I have to ask you, because there's a new article out about Botox and how men are getting smaller procedures done.
Botox.
Did I say I'm Botox? Okay, here's a clip of Jeff and I actually getting some Botox.
Cool shirt out.
Are you making fun of my shirt?
Yeah.
So can you tell everybody during the insults from my co-host, how does this method work differently from traditional Botox?
Yeah, the big thing with men is less is more. And, one of the big things with Botox is when you inject the forehead, it can really alter how your eyebrows look.
Yeah.
You could get an arching of the brows that can make you look like this.
Jeff Schroeder had that,
We're well aware.
Yeah, so in men, the male faces are not as forgiving of that as female faces. So you got to be much more careful with the Botox, inject a bit less up in the forehead, but also you need more over here in the frown lines because those muscles are stronger. So you can't do it the same in men as in women.
So, okay, here's another thing. We are seeing now that people are using a serum made of snail slime for their skin. First off, why? And what does this stuff do? And are the snails harmed?
Oh, my goodness.
So the snails are not harmed, but literally you take a room full of snails, and as those snails are slithering around, you can see they leave a trail of slime behind them, and you collect that slime, and then you turn that into a serum.
What?
And this
Whose job is
that? Somebody who hopefully is getting paid enough for it, and they work at night. But the idea with this is it's chock full of hyaluronic acid, which is a very powerful moisturizer of the skin. It has growth factors, it has antioxidants in it, and it does tend to help. It's very popular in K-beauty right now.
I put it under the eyes, just so you know.
do?
Of course.
Where do you get it?
Amazon. Snail mucin, M-U-C-I-N, and you can see a nice shine.
Yes, it's definitely very moisturizing.
Yeah.
If you've got really dry skin, it's something to consider trying.
Yeah.
All right. So you recently posted a video giving tips to get better sleep naturally. This is something I struggle with. What can I do to get better sleep?
So a lot of simple things. The first thing is you want to set the temperature of your room to 68 degrees.
Yep.
Typically, you're a little on the cooler side will help you sleep better. Second thing is you want to turn off any Wi-Fi routers in your room. If you've got a Wi-Fi router in your house, don't put it in your bedroom because it's possible that the electromagnetic frequencies from your Wi-Fi router could interfere with your sleep.
Ooh.
Same thing with putting your phone under your pillow. You get those EMFs, and jury's still out on if they're harmful at all, but they definitely can impact your sleep and your circadian rhythms.
It's also a sign you're cheating.
Yeah,
No, it
if you want to
isn't.
try
Under the
something.
pillow.
Get the phone under the pillow.
Yeah.
Come on, Doc.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's a sign you're cheating?
Yeah.
I have my
Yes.
phone right by my pillow because of the white noise.
Yeah, but it's not underneath the mattress.
Okay, all right.
Final thing is you could try essential oils like chamomile, and that can help relax you and help you sleep at night.
I think I got a lavender.
We all lavender spritz our pillows.
Yeah.
Just be careful with dogs and lavender, though, because it can be harmful for dogs.
And Erica, she's allergic. We have to
we all know that about Erica Cobb.
Yeah.
All right. So I know we always say how important sleep is, but how does getting sleep make a difference to our appearance?
Yeah, it's actually a really big deal, and we do recommend 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night because your body does rejuvenate itself overnight. And if you're doing the Martha Stewart 4 hours of sleep a night, that just is not enough. I mean, that's why so many of us wake up with bags under our eyes.
I feel like I could. Yeah, you look so.
What?
No, like a year ago, I feel like my eyes just changed, and I don't know how to get them back.
Same.
And they're just so creasy and
Me
so
too.
flaky and
Mine
so
are
Maybe it has something to do with the snail mucus.
No. Mine are creasy too, and I don't use snail mucus. It's our age, Tori.
Okay.
We're in our
You guys look
40s.
wonderful.
That's
Stop
okay.
it.
Dr. Yoon, we love you. We always appreciate
Love
when you
when you're
join
on
us.
the show.
DBL Nation, make sure you follow Dr. Yoon across social media at Tony Yoon MD. Thank you again, Doc. Always fun having you.
Looking good, Doc.
We'll be right
you
back.
so much.
Looking really good.
Really
glowy.
good.
Very glowy.
And all tan
yeah,
a little?
tan.
Looking great.
Tina S. from Waxhaw wrote on Facebook about a gift card from a local store that lost its full value within 6 months. She says the store wouldn't let her make a purchase using the amount on the card, which was $60. But many in the comments were saying gift cards should be good for 5 years. So the question, are store gift cards supposed to expire only after 5 years? Let's verify. Our source is the Federal Trade Commission, the Credit Card Act of 2009, and Tom Bartholomew, President and CEO of the Better Business Bureau here in Charlotte. It's easy to forget what gift cards you got for your birthday or a holiday, but if you are sitting on unused gift cards, can you still use them?
It's a federal law that basically states that gift cards and gift certificates have to last at least 5 years.
The federal law stems from the Credit Card Act of 2009, which says a gift card cannot expire for at least 5 years from the date the card was purchased or the last date funds were reloaded.
In order to protect consumers, give them more time. There was a lot of shenanigans going on with gift cards before then.
According to the Federal Trade Commission, if the expiration date listed on the card is less than 5 years, the value can be transferred to a replacement card at no cost. However, inactivity fees can be charged if the card hasn't been used for at least 1 year.
There can be inactivity fees, but it's got to be spelled out to the purchaser of those gift cards.
So we can verify that, yes, store gift cards can expire only after 5 years, and you should be able to use them for up to 1 year penalty-free. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
All right, ready?
Do it.
I think our show's a little different. We could say what we want and go deeper than other shows can.
Our chemistry is just so on.
Sometimes I'm a little mad at my co-host, Jeff.
And my co-hosts have to trust that I'm gonna bring it and be 100% all the time.
There's zero filter with us, whether you love us or hate us or you can't stop watching us.
DBL is on.
Besides pumpkin spice lattes, nothing says fall better than the changing of the leaves. But have you ever wondered why the leaves are super vibrant some years and just mediocre in others? Let's verify. Do summer weather conditions affect the timing of fall leaf colors? Our sources are the U.S. Forest Service and a blog by Harvard Forest, Harvard University's Ecological Research Lab. The vibrancy and length of fall colors depends on the amount of moisture in the soil throughout the summer and fall weather. A drought in the spring could delay when trees grow all of their leaves, which can delay the onset of fall colors. Harvard Forest says a summer drought could stress the trees, causing them to lose their leaves early. The best fall colors happen when there's a warm, wet spring, followed by a summer with average temperatures and rainfall, and a fall with sunny days and cool nights. So, yes, summer weather conditions do affect the timing of fall leaf colors. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back to DBL. All right, we only have like 10 seconds, but Tori's already looking up Halloween costumes for the show.
For the show.
Sam, you already decorated your house. When is it too early to start decorating for Halloween? We already talked about this during Christmas. Halloween, is there a date on it?
Most people do October 1st. We started like September 10th.
But that's but you love it. I do my Christmas stuff the day after Halloween. Yeah.
See? You
Hanukkah is different every time of the year, but I work on my Hanukkah stuff real hard.
Really?
Yeah.
You spin that dreidel in November?
I spin it hard. I do. And I like the lights and I enjoy my Hanukkah.
Good for you.
You know, that's a good weekend message. Everybody spin it hard this weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. Enjoy the world.
Dreidel.